And we're back, episode 49.
Ooh,
49, Epic Lunch and Learn. Marissa and Dante only, just you and me.
just you and me. Got
Man,
me.
I was singing that song. I was singing the song. You don't want me to sing. Um,
No, we
I,
don't
I,
do that.
no, don't definitely. Only in a shower. Only in a shower. I'm the shower singer. I wrote something here. It said, in this business, they call it a partnership, but sometimes it feels more like speed dating when contracts are attached to it. You've got loan officers chasing realtors like it's prom night, and agents ghosting lenders faster than a bad Tinder match after pre approval. But underneath the chaos, there's a truth we can't ignore. Every successful deal is built on trust, communication, and consistency. A real estate agent isn't just someone who opens the door, they hold the key to relationships, referrals, and repeat business. And a great loan officer, that's the one who makes sure that those doors actually lead somewhere. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on this whole relationship between realtors and loan officers. And I thought, what better than someone like yourself who's going through the mix, just like
Man.
we all do. And man, let's talk about it. So let's start off with just here. What is a real estate agent in your opinion? What are they based on what you see?
In my opinion, Lord have mercy. I'm a little tired today, y'all, so excuse me. But in my opinion, a true agent is just not someone that's running, out the after the deal, right? Anything we do is built on a relationship or, whatever your client may be, whether it's real estate, whatever you do, everything is built on relationship, trust, and in my opinion, a real agent gonna build that relationship, not just going after the deal, not just going after the coin, but actually building that relationship with the client and keep maintaining that relationship afterwards, right? You want a referral, you want to get something beyond just doing the deal with them, right? You want
Mhm.
more money to come in. So, for me, it's just not going out showing the home. It's just not getting your client pre-approved, but actually holding their hand, treating them like a sister or brother or someone real close knitted to you and building that long-term relationship. I don't want to just have a transactional see you every 6 months, but actually call, check in, make sure you're setting them up for success and not failure.
Yeah, I love that. Most times, or at least some that realtors that have been coached on their little auto signatures, they'll say the best compliment you can give me is a referral.
Girl, yes.
And so that usually explains like, hey, if I treat you well, then you might know some other people that need to be treated well. And so can you refer me? And yeah, so that makes sense. I mean, real estate agents, you know, um, it's weird because I do remember being a kid and being with my parents looking for a house. And I remember, driving a Century 21 and parking and then going into some stranger's car, you know. I mean, that's what they did. Like you drove to the real estate office and then you got in their car, they probably signed a waiver and then they took you around.
And then think about it. How did you get in that car? You built that trust for them. You're not just getting in anybody car, right?
Facts. Right.
You don't know how they drive. You don't know. And so that's where that trust piece come in. You have to, before you get to the car, you have to build that trust and say, hey, I trust this person. Let me go ahead, hop in the car and go see a few houses with them. And so
Right.
that's where that trust piece come in way before even I had read something where a person wants you to touch them 7 times before they actually work with you. And that's where that building that trust in piece come in to play. That 7 touches is allowing that trust to be built.
Yeah, it's you know, we're all, if there was a map, we all would have already bought the map on how to build this relationship with a realtor. If we knew how to, as loan officers, we're trying to help people buy homes, refinance homes, invest in homes. if we knew how we could get to an ample amount of customers, just consumer direct, we would have done that. So there is no map, there is no equation. So we are all trying to figure it out. But one of the best spokes to our tire, so to speak, is the realtor. It's that connection with the realtor, because we're on the front lines saying, here, let me help you make this transaction happen. Right? We know that 80% of people out there will need some type of financing, and the sexy part of the transaction is what they does.
Yeah.
I want to look at the crown molding. I want to look at the 4-bed, 2-bath. I want to look at they got the sauna in the house. They got the master bath is amazing. They got the walk-in closet. Those are the things that people get really excited for, the kitchen and stuff like that. And so people, I think consumers, over time have steered clear and just gone straight to the realtor and say, here, show me this house.
All the time.
And we're like, hey, what about us?
We over here. And they
yeah,
want to
prove, don't you?
Who wants to deal with the headache first, right?
Oh, man.
I read something the other day where it says most people are emotionally ready to buy, but not financially, right? So who wants to deal with the hard part first? Who wants to deal with the headache first? And of course, that's why I'm going to go after the agent. Hey, and it builds momentum, right? If I see the house first, if I see the sexy part first, that's going to motivate me to go ahead and deal with the headache part of it. And so I think that's what most people just view, that they don't want to deal with the financials. They don't like they don't like to be let down. So it does come to the point of seeing the sexy part first. Hopefully that motivates me, and I'll get myself together and we'll deal with the headache after that.
So this just happened this morning, and it's funny you bring that up. As a loan officer, I get a referral last night, right? One of my referral partners refers me a name and number, and so I called the lady up this morning, and so she was pre-approved. It sounds like she was pre-approved maybe 2 times before. And the pre-approval, she couldn't find what she was looking for, right? So it expired 2 times over. And so now here she is looking to get pre-approved again for the 3rd time. But now she's having a little bit of an issue, and that's why she's looking elsewhere. What loan officer can help me? And so I was like, what's the issue? Why are you having an issue? And she's like, well, my student loans were deferred, and now they're out of deferment. And I hadn't made a payment. I didn't realize it. So now I have a 90 days late on my student loan. Wow. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, ugly.
Ooh. That's why you're not getting pre-approved. And so one of the things was, and so I was just direct, straightforward. Hey, let me just tell you what it is. There's, as far as getting pre-approved, there's a manual way of getting pre-approved, and there's an automated way, and really we've been AI in it for over 2 decades. We just didn't call it that. Now it's artificial technology. Hey, we got AI, we got an automated approval. And so I said, there's A or B, but you've eliminated B because you have a derogatory late in the last 24 months on an installment loan, which are student loans are considered installment loans. So I said, the only way this could work is if I could get you an AUS approval, automated approval. And then, but that automated approval, would be an issue potentially because you would have to have a higher credit score. So if you come in the door with a lower score, they're probably not going to, when I run it, I'll probably get the red light. Stop, won't work. So, what is your credit score? Do you have any idea? And she's like, 590. I was like, I can do a 590. I can do a 590 score, but with the late on top of it, so we got a low score and that's just layers of risk. It's probably a dead man walking. And I just was straightforward with her, and so she's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I said I could take a look for you, but I'm just telling you what I'm battling with, and so and I got off the phone with her, and so she called the referral partner. And then the referral partner called me. She's like, man, what did you say to her? You're the worst. You were so mean to her, and you didn't give her, you made her so, she didn't feel any excitement. She was like, and I was like, really? I just told her the truth. there's a lot of people as far as loan officers go that, want, oh yeah, this is great.
Fabricate. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to make this happen. We could
That
do it.
happened. Yes. I had the
Man.
same issue yesterday where I have a family member, and I actually posted on my Facebook last week. If you're my family and you buy a house and you don't use me as a lender, we're unrelated. And that's the truth. If you're my family that's listening, that is the truth. So I had a cousin that got pre-approved twice. So she say, I don't know, So she say, I could just go by the words. But it's one of those situations where she went out looking prior to pre-approval. So now we're stuck on this home that, I don't think is gonna fly, but to each his own. And I was asking yesterday, well, if you have 2 pre-approvals already, what's the problem? Why we're not under contract,
Right.
From my point of view, every loan officer works different. I don't know how the other 2 pre-approvals got done, but from my point of view, I just didn't think it was going to fly. I'm
Sure.
like, I'm not going to waste my time. And when you think about the transactions, it's at least 8 people, right, on the transaction. So you got to think about how many people times you're wasting. And so I just let her know, like, I don't think it's going to fly. Sorry, you stuck on the house. But, let's look something that's more in the budget.
Right.
Not going to work. Not going to work. So it's like, well, since you stuck on it, I don't know if I could do anything for you. Go ahead and work with those other people. And let's, circle back if it just doesn't work out. And they just get stuck on that sexy part of it, searching for homes and don't have that budget. And now you you don't want to deal with the headache, but now you've caused the extra headache because now you're looking at something you can't afford.
Right.
So it's just double mess, right?
It's a big issue when some of the realtors will say, hey, well, I'll show them a couple, I just want to get their feet wet. I'll show them a couple, but then, after a couple, then they're going to have to get pre-approved, but that's already starting down the wrong path.
Exactly.
You're showing them 350, 400,000 when they qualify for 225, 235.
Exactly.
There's a big difference from 375 to 235. And once your eyes see it, you can't unsee what you just saw.
Exactly.
You're like, man, look at this nice house. Now you want me to live here?
And you're not going to find nothing 235 with those same features. So you're gonna, you set yourself up for failure. Sad to say, but I mean, that's just the reality of it. And that's why it's so important to get that pre-approval first. Know your budget, and not even just know your budget, know what you're comfortable with paying. You talk about all the time your lifestyle. So make sure that payment, you can afford that payment given your lifestyle.
Yeah, you don't want to be house poor. I mean, you don't want to, hey, you work so hard on, and you're like, hey, there's a Halloween party going on this weekend and you can't go.
Right.
Because you got that mortgage payment you got to pay, and you ain't got no money.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's a real deal. I mean, a little bit on the consumer. The consumer has changed a little bit. The consumer over time is, and not just society as general, it's gotten more sensitive, right?
Yeah.
You were saying earlier how the consumer doesn't like to hear no.
No.
They don't like to hear no, or I don't know this can get done. They don't like to hear that stuff. They're looking for someone that says yes,
Yes.
and
yes. Or
now
I'm
we could
worker, right?
Yeah, I mean, they made a movie about that, right? The Yes Man, or I know there was a Jim Carrey back in the day. He would say yes, and he was a loan officer too, which was on the sneak tip. And he was saying yes to all these loans. I know there was another movie because my kids were watching it about parents. I don't know, they got hypnotized and they said yes for a whole day, or something like that. But it's just that's not reality. I think we need to live a little bit in more reality. Working with loan officers like yourself, like myself, we're going to tell you like it is, because we value your situation, your time, and also our time. Like, hey, if I put faith and belief that I can get this deal done, man, I'm going to do whatever I can to get this deal done. But there is a level of like, hey, if I don't think I can do it from jump, I'm going to say, hey, I don't think this is going to get done.
think it's gonna work. And I mean,
Yeah,
the reality of it is we don't get paid until we get it to the table,
facts.
right? So I mean, why waste time? Like, let's just keep it 100 from the get-go. I'm not
Correct.
gonna waste your time because time is money, as we know. And, if I'm wasting time on you, I'm giving up time I could be working on the next person and hopefully getting something to the table so I can financially support myself. So I don't think it's not that we want to tell you no. We want to help you in any way possible because, like I
Sure.
said, we don't get paid until we get you there. But just, I mean, in reality, just some things are just not doable. And like you say all the time, we're not saying no, we're just saying not yet
Correct.
and giving you the
Not
tool.
today.
Not today, or maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Here's the toolkit. This is what you need to do. And then come back once this task is completed and we can turn that no into a yes.
Correct. Yeah, no, no, you're hitting it on the head. I love it. Let me ask you this about realtors. Because I've been seeing them, you've been seeing them. What do you think about the part-time realtor versus the full-time realtor? I'm curious on your thoughts on that.
In this industry, you
Does
gotta
does
put
it?
in a quite a bit time, and what you put in is what you get out. You work part time, you're gonna get part time pay. You work full time, you're gonna get full time pay. But I think, from my opinion, this type of work takes full time. Building these relationships. I've been trying to work on relationships, and when I say it takes me 5 to 6 hours a day, just inboxing people, getting those phone calls. Then once I get on the call, I'm on there for an hour. So this is you can work it part time. Just like I said, what you put in is what you're gonna get out. Um, but for me personally, I just think this is just 40-hour a week, hands down, get the work done, make the calls. You have to do this full time to be successful, especially in this market with these rates. It's more about educating. You're doing more educating than anything, right? Because
Sure.
no one is believing in this market. Everybody wants the glitter and glam from COVID. And it's just like that's not there no more. It's not coming back. So you have to put a lot of time educating, building that trust, building relationships. And I mean, what you put in is what you get out. So whether you do it part-time, full-time, you can be successful, but what you want, part-time pay or full-time pay. That's what it just boiled down to.
Yeah, they yesterday I was on the phone with a guy, and he's putting an offer in on a property, and hopefully he gets his offer accepted. But he was like, "Hey, if the offer doesn't go through, I'm probably going to get a new realtor," because he was disappointed in just the realtor per se. And it was interesting. And I was, I'm always a curious beast. I was like, "Hey, what's going on? Why are you disgruntled?" He's like, and a lot of it had to do with his wife. His wife, was putting pressure on him, like, "Man, let's go get this house." I don't know if the lease is coming
Yeah.
due, but man, she's ready. She's ready to move. And she's like, "I let you do this, and then you give me, stumbling, bumbling, mumbling, Mr. Realtor." And she's not satisfied. She's not happy. She's like, "I'm finding the homes. I'm telling the realtor where to go." And so she feels like she's not really getting, the service provided. And really the rules have changed, just in real estate, right? When you think of like NAR rules and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So now, all these potential buyers are signing these contracts, up front before they even are seeing homes. So
Yeah.
they're agreeing to these numbers and, of, "Hey, you're going to pay me, 3%." Well, people can do numbers. Wait, 300,000, three
Yeah.
percent
Yeah.
That's $9,000. I'm paying you $9,000 for your service.
For, for what, right?
Man, what am I getting for it?
Mm. And I,
So
I
the
had
Zoom,
something on that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was reading something, and I'm gonna read it back over here. And it says being an agent today is not just unlocking doors or writing contracts. Your clients can find homes online. They can compare rates, neighborhoods, comps on their phone. Information is not value anymore. Your value as a realtor is guidance, strategy, and relationship. People are hiring you to help them understand the why behind the numbers, Prepare them financially before they fall in love with the house. Protect them from costly mistakes. Negotiate outcomes that they could not get on their own, and keep the process moving when emotions get high. So that's that relationship. We
Love
just,
that.
you're not just unlocking doors, you're not just signing contracts. You're doing all those things to build that relationship. That's that relationship that you have to have with your clients.
And also you need to have with your loan officer, right? This
Yep.
whole segment is about, realtors and loan officers working together. And you would think about, a concept of, from a loan officer perspective, hey, we're working together, we're teammates, and our job is to get this deal done.
Yeah.
So even when we're, there's a level of, at the first part of the segment of a buyer is they're working directly with the realtor. The realtor showing them homes. I don't like it. I like it. I don't like it. I like it. And then the next part of it is, okay, hey, we're going to put the offer in, contracts accepted. All right, we've got to send it over to your lender. Now it's the lender's turn. And I know from a realtor perspective, it's got to be a little bit nervous, right? This is your baby. This is the
Right.
one
You're
you've been
handing over.
cultivating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working for 90 days, 60 days, or 6 months, 120 days, whatever the number is. You've been working for some time with this client, and now you're ready, you're ready for your payday
Mhm.
ultimately. And it's like the one last hurdle is the finance. And the finance can,
Ooh.
depending on the situation, because and what's crazy about this business, and this is the hard part about the business, is like it's almost like you have to be in this white lie area. You can never tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
A listing agent calls you up and says, "Hey, what do you think about this? Are we going to have any issues? Are we going to have problems?" What are you supposed to say? Yes, we're going to have issues. We're going to have problems. Yes. I don't know how we're going to get this done, but I'm going to get I'm going to get a piece of bubble gum and some electric tape, and we're going to figure it out.
And
Like,
you gonna figure it out,
you
right?
can't say that. No one's going to
Exactly.
say that.
No.
You're not going to go say, "Well, I got a 580 I just got, and but grandma says she's going to give her the 10% down and we're going to make it." You're not going to say those things.
Exactly.
So
No.
it's just part of the course of like, okay, hey, I got a buyer, we're AUS approved and we're ready to go. And
Right.
and then you're gonna roll the dice, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. You want even like a 850 score can still have bumps in the road with valuations going down.
Mhm.
Purchase price, we just had one right now where the purchase price was 475 on the market. It was a multiple bid situation. So our buyer went ahead and put in 490, got the offer accepted, and the value came back at 480. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
listed for 475. It was negotiated and fought and grabbed at 490,
It
and
was
then the value came in at 480. And the seller was mad. What the heck is going on? You agreed to
Why?
490. Are you going to pay the difference?
No.
You had it at 475. You're winning, sir. You're
Right.
winning 5K extra.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
it's like, well, you agreed to the 490. Why can't I get the 490?
No.
Because the value's not there.
Exactly. Why would I
So
pay more for something that, not there?
exactly.
I mean, I want it. Don't get me
Sure.
wrong. And I mean, I don't there's not a
You,
market where we pay premium prices for, especially not,
hey,
I'm not coming out 10,000 to, make up the difference. And, either you're going to give it to me for what it's actually worth, or, move on.
exactly. But so and that goes to show you that's a 800 credit score having issues.
Exactly.
Trying to line it up. We're waiting on the purchase addendum now to make sure the seller's going to agree to it. But it's like, so even oh man, squeaky clean, got 20% down, it should be a no-brainer. Even those people have issues.
Have
It's
issues.
it's just situations. Especially right now I'm dealing with something right now like the gig economy, right? All these what I've noticed, and this is fascinating, and this is in every industry, it's all these like temp agencies.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't,
lot.
man,
It's a
there's
lot
temp
of
agencies in AI, there's temp agencies
everything.
in manufacturing, and it's like, wait, I thought you worked for this company. No, you don't work for this company. You're actually getting paid from this company.
Exactly.
Oh, you're a temp. And they have all the fancy words to make it sound like it's not a temp. but it's
Right.
just a temp agency. Let's just call it
Yeah.
for it. You're a staffing company.
Yes.
But that's a huge market right now. People are creating staffing companies in all these different industries, and
Yeah.
then and then recruiting these people. I'm like, oh, I can plug you because I know all these companies. That's fascinating, but it is more work on us as a loan officer because I got to have this 2-year work history. So where were you? Wait, you said you were
Right.
working here, but
You get
your
3
paychecks
months
there?
here and
Yeah,
6 here and 3 there. I think it's just a post-COVID thing. COVID made us realize how much work we can actually get done without being in the office,
sure,
right? I mean, downtown went the ghost during COVID. No one was in the office, no one. And then when the comeback came, it was like, oh, well, we realized you were productive at home, you were efficient at home, um, and we don't want to pay as much rent. A lot of companies was thinking of you have office downtown, you're paying a healthy amount of rent.
sure,
So I think a lot of companies cut back on that. Hey, I don't have to pay all this rent, or let me get a smaller space because now I'm only going to require you to come in 2 days a week. You know, so I think during COVID, it just got technology just boomed.
yeah,
We just realized how much could get done. They put the smarts in the computer. Let's work with AI now. AI can do your half of your job. Just look it over. And I mean, it's a good thing because I do love working from home. I haven't been in office since COVID.
sure,
Um, but in reality, it's we still need that human interaction, that
yeah.
relationship. I can do so much on the computer. I trust AI to an extent. However, I still want to have that relationship with my clients, with realtors, whoever it may be. I still want to have that human effect.
Yeah, I feel sadly we're developing introverts. I was looking at 4 kids all sitting together and they're all on their phones, all heads
Yes,
down and moving, not talking to each other, not playing with each other. So from a kid level, is that, where is that going to expound to? I mean, so there
yeah.
is some level that the electronic device has become the new pacifier.
Hmm.
Back in the 80s and 90s, you stuck the little
You
pacifier in the
just
mouth
get on the
and it's be quiet.
pacifier. Now it's just like turn on this YouTube
Yeah.
show.
See all these flashing lights in front of your eyes and you're just mesmerized. And it has be electronics have definitely become the new pacifier, which is not good to social interactions.
Yeah.
um, and obviously the isolation has created some type of depression
Mhm.
throughout the country. Mental health has become a thing.
Oh,
you
a
know um,
huge thing. A
Correct.
huge thing.
And it was always there.
Yeah.
Charlemagne
It
the
just
God talks
wasn't
about it and stuff like it was always there, but we never would say it out loud.
it wasn't as recognizable as it is now,
100%. It wasn't accepted, right? It wasn't,
Exactly.
you're being soft, man. Put some tussin on it, rub some dirt on it, you're fine.
Exactly.
Your feelings, your feelings, I,
What do you mean?
man,
Let's take a moment, think about it for a second, come back.
yeah. I wish I would have told my dad, hey, I don't like how you're treating me right now. I don't feel so good. Man, I
Like,
want to see
not
how that
not
conversation.
at all,
No,
right?
no, sir, not in the Royster house. No, sir. No, it was a hard knock life. It was tough love. There was no soft. So yeah, it is fascinating seeing the world turn. And it's funny too. The last 2 episodes we've had, Monday and Tuesday. And for the audience, if you didn't have a chance to watch it, make sure you check out episode 47, 48. Really had some great conversations. But we were talking about the American dream being kind of reconstructed.
Yeah.
It's kind of changing. It's evolving into something different. And we were talking about jobs, and that's how we kind of transition to this. But people want to have a sense of purpose of why
Mhm.
they do what they do,
Exactly.
and
I gotta
and
feel good about it.
it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to feel good about, but it's fascinating because that never was a thing. Your job was to get a job. That was your job. You get out of
Well,
school, go get a job. And now it's like, well, wait, what's my purpose? What's my motivation? What do you
why am I
mean?
here? Yeah,
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
here
everybody's
to do
question.
what they tell you to do so you get a paycheck. What are you talking about? It, and so it is hard from the, the I would say the Gen Xers, the baby boomers to really understand that kind of new flow of a
Yeah,
millennial Gen Zer.
I'm
Like,
trying to get my mom to understand.
yeah, it's like, what do you
It's
mean? You
so much
just
of the death toll, it's been a lot of younger deaths, and I've seen it. I lost a sister that and I don't think she made it to 45,
no,
and then as you creep into that age, like I'm 37 and I'm creeping to 45, all you can think about is have I served my purpose here? They
sure,
talk about the dash, in between the day you were born and the day you die. Have you completed your dash? Have you
right,
done what needed to be done? And I think that's where the millenniums are getting at. We're more so focused on what's our purpose, why were we created, why are we here, versus oh, let me just go get a regular job.
right.
I don't want a regular job. I want to feel motivated to do the work I do. I want to make it purposeful. I want to know that I'm completing my assignment, that we're all here for a reason. And I just want to feel comfortable and know that I'm completing my assignment and my reasoning.
That's awesome. Yeah, I never really thought of it like that, to be honest. But I am a purpose guy. I was like, what is my purpose? And I do ask myself, but it changes, right? It constantly changes. My purpose was different before I had kids.
Of course.
Now I have kids, and it's like, okay, I got a different sense of purpose now.
Yeah,
It was like, I got to be a good, mentor to them. I want them to see me in a light, in a way, and say, hey, I want you to learn these things, and maybe they won't have it as hard as I did, per se. They don't have to go from the ground up. They'll
of
take these
course.
little nuggets and move forward. But purpose is interesting because, obviously we serve a purpose to the community,
Of
right?
course.
We're helping people buy homes. We're changing their lifestyle and changing their address, changing
Exactly.
the door they open to, the keys. And in the mortgage space, I always talk about we affect so many industries.
Hmm.
Moving companies get a job because we help someone move. Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, all
Hmm.
these people are affected because, hey, I just helped this guy buy this property, and now he's going to want to renovate it or fix it up.
Right. Now he's coming to you for this, and now he's
100%.
going to come to you for that. Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah,
so
and
you
that's
got
how it works.
what do you have? You have real estate agents, you have mortgage brokers, you have title companies. What else? What
Insurance
else?
agents,
Insurance agents. You got home inspectors. You got appraisers.
appraisers. Hmm.
I mean, and then we get the construction, the Home Depots, the Menards of the world.
And yeah,
Uh, don't forget
builders,
about
construction
furniture.
companies. Yeah,
I just got a call about, hey, I'm trying to get furniture for my house. So, I mean, it's about 10 industries that we probably impact on
yeah.
every transaction. It's such a part and the backbone of the American dream. It's such a part of just the functionality of the American economy. One transaction ripples out to 10 different industries that are all impacted just
Yeah.
because, the moving companies, so all of these people are impacted by what we do. And we try to deliver this to the customer in a team like formation.
Hmm.
We provide, hey, realtor, I want to be on your team and I'm going to give you my all. And the thing is, the realtor and the loan officer relationship is fascinating because obviously there's that level of they get the call every day.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they don't call us as much as we call them,
Of
which
course.
they should be calling us, hey,
Exactly.
I need a, but hey, Bob's a great guy. And so he does mortgages. So I'm just going to send it to him. They want the quick, like simple, they don't want to think about it. It's like, well, who does Bob work for? Is he a banker? Is he a broker? Does he have, what options does he have available? It doesn't even dawn on them that there's the multitude of products that could be there that
Yeah.
could impact their customers. So are you truly giving your customer the best experience if you're limiting the options that they have based on the mortgage products that you're presenting by just, going with Bob? You really have to be diverse.
Yeah.
And I always tell realtors, real estate is a polygamy relationship. I'm okay with polygamy in real estate. And I say that to say you should have multiple options for your client.
Of course.
hey, you should have a bank option. Sometimes the banks do some amazing things, but you also should have a mortgage broker. So if you don't have a mortgage broker as one of your options, and that goes for builders out there too, you're missing the boat on somebody that could have maybe bought this property, but they couldn't because they didn't have alternative income products, and they didn't have all these different special things that we can bring to the table. So I thought that was interesting. I have some stats because I'm a stat guy.
Oh Lord. Let's go to it.
All right, we got a couple stats here. So 88% of home buyers use a real estate agent in the purchase transaction. 74% actually of buyers are financing their purchases. So basically 74%. So we round up to 75. So 3/4, 3 out of 4 people need financing. 86% of loan officers say responsive service is the number one way to add value to a realtor referral partner. Yeah, and I just want to harp on that. We're going to be, and I said this earlier today, we're really a communication company to some degree. Besides lifestyle, it's communication. We have to have a master's in communicating. And on all platforms, whether it's LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, I have to meet the client where they are. I have to meet the realtor where they are, and I have to have the ability to, perform. So some people, I want to do a presentation. You want to do a home buyer seminar? I got to be able to speak.
Yeah, you got to be able to communicate.
But then some people are like, hey, let's just do a Facebook Live. Okay. We have to be versatile to the communication that's set forth. So I thought a couple stats. I got a couple more, but I think it's time for some housekeeping notes.
Go ahead and hit us with them.
All right. This episode today is sponsored by Epic Mortgage. Whether you're buying, refinancing, or investing, call Epic today. That's 708-905-5300. That's 708-905-5300. It's your dreams, your goals. Let's plan together. Now, if you need a book, a blueprint, a step-by-step playbook, right behind me, right there, behind my left shoulder is the book, The Ultimate Mortgage Guide. It's available on Amazon. Check it out today. Once again, the reason why I wrote this book is because in 2002, when I first got into the business, I was getting questions and I was answering questions. And those same types of questions I was getting from first-time homebuyers, I'm still getting today. It told me that the school system is not educating us on how to buy a home, what products are available, and things to look out for. So I put it all in a book. Probably put too much information in there, to be honest. But I put information in there. So
secret sauce.
Man, I gave the secret sauce. I'm like, why did I give all this information away? But no, I definitely wanted to give information out there so people. It doesn't matter where you are. I don't care if you're in Arkansas, Alabama. If you're buying in the United States of America, this information is really good for you, and it will help you out. Trust my word. Now, after this show is over, I want everyone, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, if you're on YouTube, stay on YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, go over to YouTube to our channel, Epic Spotlight. Epic Spotlight is our channel. The most recent podcast is Rodney Allen. Rodney Allen is the founder of the Chicago Intellectuals podcast, a platform where intellect meets culture, conversation meets authenticity, and success stories rise from the grind. More than just a podcast, Chicago Intellectuals shines a light on those who have defied the odds, navigated adversity, mastered perseverance, and made their mark in industries ranging from politics to the arts, education to activism, and of course, hip-hop culture. So check out the most recent episode with Rodney Allen. Really a great conversation, great guy, a client of mine. So definitely worth a watch. Now we have some preferred listings. I'm just going to read it. Yeah, preferred listings are definitely properties that are on the market right now for sale. We want to help you buy them. We help you get pre-approved. I'll read a couple for you. If you want to see the whole list of preferred listings, go to the website www.DanteRoyster.com. Dante, just like it's spelled right there, Royster.com. So DanteRoyster.com. We have 2030 East 72nd Place, Unit 3D. It's Chicago, Illinois. It's condo going for $99,000, 2-bed, 1-bath. Contact Evelyn Woods, 773-718-9742. We have 12707 Sin Bay Court, Jacksonville, Florida. It's a single-family house going 4-bed, 3-bath, going for $388. Contact Charday Nix, 904-520-8041. We have 412 North Ridgeland Avenue, Elmhurst, Illinois. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath, going for $410,000. Contact Laretha Lowry, 708-670-8165. We have 6200 South Marsh Lane in Matson, Illinois. I know some people say Madison, Matson.
It's
Thank
definitely
you.
Matson.
Thank you.
It's not Madison.
Thank you.
I'm from around the corner. It's Matson.
Thank you, Matson. Single family, 4-bed, 2.5-bath, going for $270,000. Contact L'Oreal Flowers, 312-774-4230. And we have a new one, 4634 Deepwood Court in Bowie, Maryland. Contact Phil Dyson, 443-280-1842. All these, if you want to see the pictures, you can go to our website, DanteRoyster.com, and check them out. So those are some of our preferred listings. Looks like we got some questions, some Q&A. We appreciate everyone. If you have some questions, definitely put them in the chat. So let's get to it. All right, this is absolutely because if they see what they're dreaming of, maybe it might motivate them to work on their finances.
Totally true.
It's true. Kier Young, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. She was on the show a couple weeks, maybe about a week ago. So appreciate you checking us out. Yeah, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, yeah, that's what people do. They want to see the dream first, then get motivated and see if they qualify. But it's tough though. If you go that route and you're looking at homes and you don't qualify for that home, then man, you're disappointed. Now, man, I can't even get what I want. You're dejected. So, getting the finances in order first, dealing with the pain first, and then get the, eat the dinner with the spinach, with the Brussels sprouts. I mean, my mom used to try to, put the rainbow there, man. I had lima beans. Like, Mom.
Oh,
she's like, you can't have any ice cream, no popcorn.
Lima beans.
Man, you got to eat all the stuff on your plate. I said, man, this woman is mean. Man, why you so mean? Now I love her to death. But yes, no, that's what people do. I don't know if we can ever change it. We understand it, but we do try to encourage people to get pre-approved first, so you know exactly what you qualify for. So when you go out there. Next question. Love this discussion. What a powerful take on real estate agents, lender partnership. Appreciate that, Cody. Appreciate that. It's funny, man. We're trying to get to the client. At the end of the day, the loan officer is trying to get to the client. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you go indirect to get to this person. Where I'm trying to go here, I don't go straight. I go indirect, and sometimes that's the best way to meet them because you're getting vouched and introduced by someone that maybe they already trust, right? So if the customer knows, hey, they trust the realtor, and so that's kind of the storyline that ends up being. So us having a relationship with the realtor, I had a realtor last night call me. It's a guy I work with, and he said, hey, if a deal gets turned down, I'm calling you, period. And, we talk about polygamy. Hey, I'll be your plan B. Yeah. I'm your plan B.
I don't mind.
I don't mind, and he was just straightforward with it. Like, hey, if something doesn't go through, I'm telling them if they allow it, call him. He's the guy. He's the Mr. Fixer, right? I'm the fixer. Or was that from Pulp Fiction? And all the,
I don't know. Like you be knowing everything about.
You don't be watching TV, huh?
I don't watch TV, unfortunately.
Man, I watch, every once in a while, you catch me on some shows, or at least pay attention. Like, what is this? There's another one that was with this guy. I have it in my head. It was the Hollywood Fixer guy. I just can't think of the name of the show. But yeah, I mean, they always have fixers. Call the fixer.
Call the fixer.
You get it done.
I'll call you the fixer from now on.
Yeah. What's the biggest challenge agents face when working with loan officers? That's a good one. Good question.
Uncertainty. You don't know if the client is truly qualified. Loan officer communication. Will the deal close on time? That's the biggest one, right? We put this contract in for the 30th. How are we gonna close on the 30th? Just surprises that pop up. It's just that uncertainty is really challenging. You put in a trust, put the client into the loan officer hand, And however, you don't know everything that's going on the end. You don't do that job. So you just kind of in the blue, just uncertainty is probably the biggest challenges I see my realtor partners
Yeah.
face when it comes to working with loan officers.
That's their paycheck.
Of course.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, how quickly can I get my paycheck? Is it going to
Exactly.
be 21 days? Is it going to be 30 days? Is it going to be 45 days? Is it 60 days? But don't tell me it's going to be no days.
Right.
Tell me
Um,
that you can't get it done.
yes.
Man, did I make a mistake? Did I
Hey,
give it to
I
the
sent
wrong
this to
person?
the wrong person, right?
Correct. Man. Woo.
But
So
that's
no,
nice that plan A and plan B comes in place. Don't put
yeah.
all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and we understand that, and
Yeah,
we're okay with that. I mean,
yeah,
it's obviously we love to be Plan A, but we're okay being Plan B, and we're going to do what we do, and as long as more people know that hey, there might be an opportunity. Hey, just because this guy said no, maybe someone else will say yes. That's definitely what we're looking to do.
and I shine better when I'm plan B because it's like, hey, I fixed something that the next person couldn't do.
Plan B is awesome because you already know the I was gonna say bullet holes, but the bumps in the road. You already know the landmines, right? You
Right,
already know where everything is. What's okay? The credit is a challenge. Okay, this is what the other person struggled with. Kind of being the first one. When you're Plan A, you're trying to scrub it and make sure you hit everything. Like, okay, do we have a 2-year work history? Okay, do they have enough money to close? Okay, how's their credit? How long is how long have they been out there looking for a house? Is the credit going to expire? Do I have to repull the credit? What
right,
what is going to pop up that's going to screw me over, basically?
exactly.
But
Yeah,
Plan B, you're already telling me some of the issues, so I know it up
I
front. Like,
already know
oh,
where to,
I
to
see the
hit.
dents. I
Okay,
see them.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Let me go ahead and patch that up for you
Facts,
for
facts.
sure.
How do you build trust once it's been broken in a deal?
Ooh, that's a good one. That
Woo-hoo.
that's a good one. I actually experienced this yesterday, where I was, in the beginning. I'm not new to this, but I'm still a beginner. In the beginning, I was working with a realtor, and I don't know, the deal just broke. I don't know, and she was able to get it done elsewhere, but I don't know what happened on my end. But I was kind of disappointed because I knew I messed the relationship up. And so for me it was like, how do I get this back? How do I get this back? And so once the deal, rebuilding trust is not, I'm sorry, it's not words. It's nothing you can say to get that person back. I don't care what you say. It's nothing you can say. It's just being consistent and showing up. So, this happened maybe 3, 4 months ago or earlier this year. And, I just kept being consistent in the field. Hey, I'm still going to post. I'm still, that deal broke my heart and, had me questioning myself, like, am I really fit for this? But I just kept being consistent. And the person's still on my Facebook. We wasn't talking no more. And guess what I did yesterday?
What?
I hit her up because we had a conversation. Once the trust was broken, gave me suggestions. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. Blah blah blah. And then I sat back and I thought about it, and everything she said I put in play, processes, everything. And so I just sat back and just kept being consistent, posting, kept being consistent, showing. I'm showing up. I'm showing up no matter what. That broke my heart, but I'm going to show you I'm showing up. And just by being consistent, I hit her in the inbox yesterday. Hey, you know, sorry, that happened, but here I am now. And I know you see me. I know you've been seeing me. I've been rocking this out for the last 6 months. So, and then I just went back and guess what? Got it back. Hey, I listened to everything you said. I put everything in play. Thank you so much for, stepping in, letting me know that, I need to fix this, I need to fix that. And just like that, it worked back out. It
That's
came
awesome.
back through. She came back and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna call you this week." And one thing she did say, "I see you being consistent. I see you been still showing up. I see you have, you can she can tell through my social media I've gotten better. I see you talking more about, deals and different programs and products. It's just you can't rebuild it with words. You just have to put action behind it and go back after that relationship after you don't let it heal."
That's awesome. No, that's a great story. It's such a hard job. It's a thankless job. We don't always get thank you all the time. I
No.
mean, yeah, you get clients here and there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Those ecstatic ones, and we appreciate those 100% because sometimes it's thankless. Just
Yeah.
the night and day, the stuff that we have to do to make it happen and get these deals done. But we're financial pilots.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're financial pilots. So if I crash a couple planes, you're not gonna feel comfortable being on that plane with me.
No, you're not.
So, and that's the reality. And unfortunately, we're not perfect. We do tend to make mistakes. We try to minimize them and limit them, but not everyone that comes across our desk will close, and that's just the harsh
That's
reality.
freedom. Yeah.
And that we try to do the best that we can, where the finger is not going to get pointed to us, but sometimes it does, and so we have to get up, pick ourselves up, move forward, and hopefully actions do speak louder than words. And hopefully, all we can do, I can't force anyone to work with me again,
Right.
because I understand, I get it. That
I'm
was your
not.
baby,
Yeah.
and I didn't get you the paycheck that you were looking for. You put all your effort and knowledge and trust that I was going to be able to deliver it, and I didn't do it. And I got to live with that. And I wear it on the sleeve. I feel bad. When I make a commitment to somebody, when I give that golden pre-approval, my expectation is that we're going to close it out.
Get it done.
Um,
Yeah.
but if we don't, it's like, man, all right, this is, it's a lesson learned,
Yeah.
and to your point, make me better. Now
Yeah.
that I know something, I got to be more mindful and conscious of something. I have to be better, and that's awesome. That's a great story right there. We got a couple more. How important is communication in closing smooth transactions?
That's all you have.
Man, that's all you got, buddy. Thanks,
That's
Brad, for that.
that's the deal right there. If you can't
Yeah,
communicate, I'm afraid you'll lose it.
yeah,
Like we talked about, it's 8, 9, 10 people on the transaction, and imagine you're not able to communicate with 3 of them. I mean, you losing traction. It slows down the process, and then 2, it just you losing that trust. If you're
yeah.
not properly communicating with the realtor. I know they're out, like for me, the realtor hand the deal over to us, but however, I still keep them in the loop. I'm calling that realtor every 2 or 3 days. Hey, this is where we're at. I'm waiting on the buyer to send this in. I'm waiting on communication. It's everything in this industry. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the reality is that we don't all work in the same location.
Exactly.
And as we talked about earlier, more and more people are working remote. And so if they're working remote, you don't see what's going on day in, day out. So there is a lot of where you feel like you're left in the dark.
Yeah.
And so communication is the only thing that can bring, to some degree, a beacon of light,
Mm-hmm.
milestones, updates, that information is paramount to at least, give people the light to feel like, hey, we're actually going to get to the finish line. Everybody knows what a clear to close is at this point.
Exactly.
Everybody knows what CTC. Are we CTC yet? Are we clear to close yet? Everyone wants that, so they know, hey, funding is coming and we're going to get this wrapped up. So that's the name of the game. Appreciate all these comments, man. We got a couple stuff here. How do you handle miscommunication between agent and loan officer?
How do you handle it, Dante?
Really, it's a sidebar conversation. I had this with one of my, she used to be my number one real estate agent, and it was just a sidebar, kind of a random late at night where we, let's have a talk, where it's not about a client per se. We're not just talking business. Let's just talk about the flow. What do you like? What don't you like? Hey, this is how I work. This is how you work. I think the relationship, just like any relationship, I got to know, what makes you upset. I need to
Yeah.
know what makes you
Mhm.
tick. because not every relationship is good, right? We have some bad. Sometimes not everyone's going to really feel me, right, on how I do things.
Yeah.
There might be like, oh, I need a little bit of this, or, I'm not an anxiety guy, I'm an end result guy. I'm not really a play-by-play guy. So, some people want that play-by-play. Oh, what are you doing now? And what are you doing now? And what are you doing? It's like, man, relax. I'm going to get you to where you want to go. Just hang tight. And so, I think it's important, if you have miscommunication, let's stop, let's pause, let's do a little sidebar. Let's get on the same accord. Let's get on the same page. And really, our relationships are, to some degree, always transactional. We try to make them long lasting, but hey, if you don't like the trip that we're going on, you can get off as soon as this deal closes. And that's the harsh reality. If you don't like how I work, if I don't really care for how you work, hey, we can choose never to work together again. Let's just close this one out and move on. And that has happened over years, where it's like, hey, you know what? It's just not a good fit.
Yeah.
Too much drama, or hey, I don't really like this.
I don't like the way you, I just don't like the way you work,
Correct. And we have to be comfortable. And that's why I say polygamy is okay in real estate. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it works. Amazing episode. Collaboration really is the secret sauce in this business. It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Collaboration over competition.
Yeah,
we'll make it so much further.
Man, and I wish other loan officers would feel like that. It's like, hey, we can have conversations. I'm not trying to steal your client.
Right.
But we could share ideas. We could, you could come on the show. We could talk,
Right. We could help
do things over there.
Yeah.
There's deals you're not closing that could have closed over here, and vice versa. But, we have to have that relationship. What's the secret to long-term partnership in real estate? You know what? I would answer this as, I don't know. I don't know if you could really, maybe if you're a husband and wife, it's probably the only secret. I think there's an expiration date on all relationships.
I mean, yeah, of course. But I mean, for me, my secret is I treat my partners like family.
Sure.
And I don't know, I'm just a social girl. But I invite my partners over for Thanksgiving, and I have a huge family, so people tend to flock to me, I guess. And so, like a few of my partners last Thanksgiving came over and we spent time together just because, they love my family dynamic. But I walk in treating it like family, family or close friend, a best friend. You're my best friend now. We're going to do things together. I do things outside of just real estate, let them know this is not just transactional. We are actually building a relationship, hopefully long term. Well, we can do business together, but at the same time, let's have a little fun outside of business.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game. I'm a loyal guy. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So I mean, but I do, I guess, to me, every partnership or every relationship has an expiration date. We don't know what it is. I would love for everyone to be together for for the next 20 some odd years, but you just don't know. I mean, people move, people relocate. They find a different relationship that they think might be better. Things just happen in this. So, I take it for what I'm always appreciative for every day, every opportunity. And all I can do is be me. And hopefully you guys appreciate who I am. You know what I mean? So, but it is interesting. Yes, you do change lives. I know who that is. Thank you, Tawanda. I appreciate you. She knows Monday through Wednesday, 12 to 1 o'clock. I'm here. I think she was trying to call me. So I appreciate you, Tawanda. Thank you. Jack writes, what role does accountability play in keeping partnerships strong? Major role.
A huge. You have to be able to admit your mistakes. You just, we don't like to take a loss. We don't. But I mean, if you really value that relationship, that partnership, you're going to let them know. Take accountability. Hey, I'm sorry. I did this wrong. I learned the best part about it, or the one thing you should do, I should say, tell them what you learned from the mistake. And that will help them regain that trust for you. Hey, this is what, just keep it real. Just be
Sure.
100. This is what happened. This is what I learned from it. And this is how we can move forward. This is how
Yeah.
I'm going to fix it.
Yeah. And it's hard. I
Yeah.
mean, hey, when I got a denial this week. I got a denial this week out, and I was pissed. I was not happy, disappointed.
Oh,
Um, you know, don't 100% agree with it, but based on the timeline that I was given, for the buyer, I have to accept it, and she's going to be renting, and I'm disappointed. And I feel bad because I made a commitment.
yeah.
So it happens to all of us, and all I can do is try to get back on that horse. Now, the good and bad about our business is I can sweep that under the rug. There's, in the Chicagoland area, there's over 3 million people. Obviously we're licensed in 9 states. I could quickly move
Go
on to
somewhere
somebody
else.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like, or I can try to go back to that kind of open wound and correct the mistake that I did and say,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I misinterpreted the guidelines. My bad. If you can take my word for it, let's try this again next year. It's up to her. I mean, that's where relationships. Hey, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was this. This is
Sorry.
yeah. This is what they said. I'll do better. And then from a realtor perspective, do you trust my word? Do you see the actions that I've taken to be in a better situation next
Fix
time?
it. Yeah.
And are you understanding? Some people are just not understanding. They expect perfection every time. But I think, expecting perfection, realizing no one's perfect, is a recipe for frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Frustration, stress, anxiety, because it's just you're looking for something that's not there. Got a couple more real quick. How can tech improve collaboration between agents and lenders? That's up your space, ain't it?
Not really.
I mean, we're
Well,
texting, right? What we got? I mean, it's actually harder to some degree because the communication is not singular anymore,
no,
right? It's like, what platform are you on? Oh, you're on TikTok. I'm on
on this,
Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you're bouncing around. Now I'm texting. Oh, I'm a texter, or no, I like a phone call. Pick up the phone and call me. So, I mean, the communication, we have to have a master's in communication. I think I said that earlier because there's just so many ways to communicate now. But
Yeah.
everyone has, like, I got a buddy, my buddy's in Ireland. So now, he's hitting me up on WhatsApp. So I got voice recordings of WhatsApp. Like, what? He's like, man, you ain't got WhatsApp. Oh, like, okay, let me read down. I had it for a second. I got rid of it because I didn't think I needed it. Now I need it again. So,
You need it, right?
man. So now I got
It has
WhatsApp.
made it a little harder. I didn't think about that. People are just
Man.
all over the place on this,
Oh,
over here, over there.
man.
But what I do like about it is now that, tech has advanced that you can schedule everything. So
Sure.
now I don't have to, write down this long to-do list no more. I can
Right.
just simply, if I need to send an agent a text and let her know what's going on, if I'm thinking about it at 9 p.m. tonight, I can simply schedule that text to be sent out at 9 a.m. in the morning. So I
Right.
like the fact that, it kind of help us with our to-do list. You don't have to remember everything now. You can just simply schedule a text, a post, and whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, it's really twofold. I mean, the amount of volume has just increased of
Yeah,
activities
yeah.
and ways to communicate. I helped a family out, and all she would not call me. We never talked on the phone. All it was Facebook Messenger. The
Oh
whole
wow,
the whole transaction was Facebook Messenger. That's
I
all
would
she was
have
on.
hated.
I mean, so and it was fascinating, and I actually enjoyed it just because of the fascination of, like, wow, I'm really just using Facebook Messenger. She never wanted to talk, never wanted to hear the voice, and
Wow.
so it is something that we're gradually appreciate, David, you reaching out and letting us know. It is something that, yes, collaboration with the tech, it makes it easier. There's so many different platforms now, so many different. I had a conversation about builders and with a company. There's so many different companies that have figured out ways to, like, generate, potential new business for you with all these databases. So it has made it easier, but it's still hard because everyone likes different things. It's not
Yeah.
singular. Everyone, so it is what it is.
Our
We adjust to it.
platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we got the last one here. And this Kier back. Apologize and hold yourself accountable. True that, Kier. Yeah, you do, hey, when you make a mistake, my bad, made a mistake. Even a 20-year Grizzly veteran like myself, can make mistakes. I limit them, but mistakes do happen. They do happen. I'm not perfect. I try to be, but sometimes I make the mistake. But we did it, Marissa. I mean, an hour in. Thank you.
5.
You did it. Thank you.
I didn't think I was gonna make it, but I made it.
Man, you are awesome sauce. I had so much fun with you today. It was just you and me. And that was super cool. We so the week is over, obviously Monday through Wednesday. Tomorrow, if you check out Epic Spotlight, whether you have a Apple download, wherever you download podcasts, the new Epic Spotlight podcast will be available tomorrow. So check that out. Don't forget, if you want our newsletter, we have the Epic newsletter that I send out Fridays at 5. So if you want to get on the newsletter, go to DanteRoyster.com. You can type in your email address for the newsletter and we can get you on the newsletter. That'll go out at Friday at 5 p.m. Central Time. And then I'm trying to think, anything else going on in your world this weekend? Anything you want to promote?
I do have a Lunch and Learn Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's the same hours as yours, so I'm not going to promote it that hard. But I do have a Lunch and Learn Monday. If you guys want to follow me on Facebook, my name is Marissa Hazelwood. You can learn more information about that. We're talking about keys and coins, how to get that residual income and potentially use that income to purchase your home. So Lunch and Learn Monday for me, if you're not busy, or if you can tune into 2 things at one time.
I'm recorded, so you can go to Marissa first, check her out. She's going to have great information, and then you can come back and check out on our YouTube channel, Epic Spotlight, episode 50. We're going to be talking about Y'all Street down in Texas. So we got a heavy hitter coming to the stage on Monday. So looking forward to talking with him. So we'll be talking about Texas real estate on Monday. But check out Marissa. What time is it at, Marissa?
It's at 12 p.m. So follow me on Facebook. It's on Zoom, so you can get the Zoom link and hopefully see a few guys Monday.
Awesome. So yeah, you guys check out Marissa and then just come back and you can watch the recording of my show on Epic Spotlight on YouTube. Appreciate everybody this week. Had some great conversations. Appreciate Randall Avery, Vincent Bertochini, Marissa Hazelwood. Appreciate you guys, spending time with me. And hopefully everyone liked it. We had a great audience and have a great rest of your week, Marissa.
You too. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. What was it? TTYL. And then what was the other one?
What was the Tigger one? I forgot it. No, I don't forgot it.
Later for now. LNF? No, LFN? I forgot what she said. She said, talk to you later. TTYL. And then the other one was until later, or
I don't know. We don't forget that. That's crazy how we forgot that.
I'm gonna have to ask just.
I have to ask her. Well, you guys, TTYL. That's mine.
Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of the week.